Hello, my name is Nigel Cox, Senior Horticulture Lecturer at Bridgwater and Taunton College. And this morning we're going to be talking about herbs. I was doing my morning walk this morning, and in the hedgerows were full of this, which is garlic mustard. And it's a herb which can be used, it's a member of the Brassica family, and there's an awful lot of herbs out there which you can use from the wild areas. However, what I'm really going to talk about today is the herbs that we can grow in our gardens, and this is a really great time of the year for growing herbs. Essentially, the good thing about herbs is whether you've got a flat or a small courtyard garden or a bigger garden, you can grow them anywhere, because you can grow them in pots, you can grow them on windowsills, or you can grow them in the ground. And so it's very versatile, and you don't even have to have fancy pots. Why not reuse your yogurt pots or other pots and containers that at the moment you can't throw away? And it's a good way to help the environment. Now basically we'll split our herbs into two different groups. Those that are around from year to year, so things like rosemary, sage, marjoram, chives. Those are all things that come back year after year. But then at this time of the year, we're going to be sowing those short season crops, such as basil, such as coriander, chervil, dill, parsley, all of these, rocket as well. And I've got a few selection of herbs here. And what I was going to talk about was how to propagate your herbs. Now, with the ones that are around from year to year, if you don't happen to have those herbs, then why not go and see a neighbour if they've got it and beg or borrow a cutting from them, because they're ever so easy to root. Here I have rosemary. Now, rosemary, fantastic with lamb, gorgeous aromatic scent, and has very attractive blue flowers at this time of the year. Rosemary is sending out lovely young shoots at the moment. So this is an ideal time to take cuttings. So just to show you here, we take a cutting. I'm only going to do one. Take a cutting from here of the nice young soft growth. You can see that here. It's very supple. And then simply with your fingers strip off the lower 1/3 of the leaves. And then again with my trusty dibber and my pot of peat-free compost, you dib down the side and you insert the cutting just like that. Now we can do exactly the same for thyme, and we can do exactly the same for sage. So if you haven't got them, go and borrow something from your neighbours. When it comes to mint, and I have two mints here, I have a lovely apple mint, which has these furry leaves, and I have one here which is a chocolate mint. There's so many different varieties of mint, and if you don't keep them under control, they're a bit brutal, they'll get everywhere. So it's an ideal thing to maybe grow them in a pot like this, or if you grow them in the ground, sink a pot or something into the ground, it'll stop them spreading everywhere. But that spreading enables you to reproduce them very quickly, because all you need to do is take a small section of root from this, pop it in a pot now, and grow it on, and you'll have a very fast growing mint plant. Here we've got basil and parsley, so these are the ones that you're going to be sowing now. Now I sowed my basil about a couple of weeks ago, and as you can see from here, it's already coming up nicely. I have lots of different basils. There's lots of different types of basils now. You get sweet basil, lettuce basil, Thai basil, great for stir fries. Greek basil, which is really nice in salads. It's got very small leaves. You can get lemon basil, cinnamon basil, all sorts. And they're ever so easy from seed. Pop them in a pot. After a week or so at this time of year, put it on a windowsill or in your greenhouse. You'll get them about this size, and it's about this size that then you need to prick them on, and you'll find the information on that on one of my earlier videos. You prick them on into small pots. Here's a sweet basil coming on nicely. I'm actually supplying this to almost all my neighbours in the village this year, and that's fantastic with tomatoes, tomato and basil soup, yum. And that will grow on like that. It doesn't need that much attention now, as long as you keep it out of frost if there's any danger of frost. Great growing in a pot. There's a very old story of Isabella and the pot of basil. And in this, Isabella didn't like her husband too much and cut his head off. And popped the head into a flower pot and then planted basil on the top, and this hid the smell from the head. So basil's been useful for all sorts of different things. Greek basil here, really nice, again very small, and parsley. Now a tip with parsley, if you're going to grow parsley, grow the flat-leaved parsley, much better flavour than the crinkly stuff. And the other one is tarragon. If you want to grow tarragon, which is a lovely lemony, zingy flavour added to salads, make sure you get French tarragon, not Russian tarragon. So there we are. Oh, I forgot chives. This one is garlic chives, which I sowed just about 3 or 4 weeks ago. Got a hint of garlic as well as the chivy taste. So there we are. Lots of lovely herbs. Great for the season. Enjoy your gardening and stay safe and stay home.